Well, hello, Young and the Restless Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Monday, June the 5th, 2023. Monday, June the 5th. Well, you know what? I'm going to start with who am I starting with on this show today? Let's see what I'll start with the nothing stuff. Oh, Jack and Diane, we started society toasting, drinking, having fun. We then go over to the GCAC. We're in the dining area with the bar, toasting, drinking, having fun. Then we say, let's go christen the jazz lounge, toasting, toasting, you know, christening every room in every restaurant. Then they even dancing. Now, yeah, they looked cute dancing, but how much drinking can you do in one day? Wow. So yeah, that was them. But then you want to know what was absolutely well, then let me go to Nick and Sharon tell Nikki and Victor about Cameron Kirsten being in town. And Victor says that he is going to increase security on the ranch. He's going to increase security because, oh no, the guards are going to be on guard. But then later that day, find out that Cameron had broke into Newman uh, Tower, so security is not good. Knocked out a security guard, took his uniform and all his credentials. Now, mind you, I'm beefing up security on the ranch. So you know what that means? That means the normal 4 to 5 guards that all knew each other, that worked the different shifts on the ranch. Now we got a bunch of people working, right? That one guard may not know this guard. Well, so now Cameron Kirsten's going to blend right in because he's one of the new beef up. He's one of the new beefed up security. The other guards aren't going to know. Now, I agree they do need more security, but now that a guard's uniform has been taken and his credentials, they need to come up with another security method so that all the other guards know the legitimacy of who's working. Seriously, that is absolutely crazy. Then we have, let's see, who else do we have? Oh, Phyllis ran circles around Kyle. Did you see that emotional blackmail she used on him? So subtle. I'm so sorry. Even the way she was standing in such subservient positions. I'm so sorry for the one person I really hurt the most, your mom. Her voice didn't even sound sincere, right? And then she has to sit down and it's just, oh, my head, it's just, and he goes, oh, now you bringing on the tears. Phyllis did what I loved about what she did to Kyle. She reenacted how Diane acted each and every time she got caught in a lie. She brought on the waterworks. She was a victim. She was so sorry. But she loved her kids. She loved Kyle. She Kyle had the nerve, right? He told Phyllis. Because Summer wanted to speak up, and Phyllis was like, I got this, baby. Because she's like, for one, he's your age. So I run circles around men his father's age. I got Kyle. She sure did. Had him right here, everybody. You want to know how she had him right here? Because of who his mother is. He says, I actually watched Summer cry night after night and shrink further into herself. I didn't know if I was ever going to be able to reach her. And Phyllis says, oh, I know, and I'm sorry. Phyllis should have said, oh, you know what? I am 100% sorry. Because you know what, Kyle? When your mother faked her death, I was with your father, remember? Because she brought that up when Diane first came back. I had to help console Kyle day after day and night after night. That was Phyllis's big contention. She should have threw that back up in Kyle's face. You are right. Because I had to do the same thing for you when you were a little boy and your mother faked her death. But what she did is she did it better. She goes, I am, I'm a victim. No, no. She goes, Jeremy Stark, I felt so alone. I had no one. I was jealous of your mother. She had everything I wanted. My children weren't even speaking to me. And Stark got in my ear. And he kept coming back and coming back. And next thing I know, I'm pressured into doing what he wanted. And so Kyle says, oh, so you're the victim. Now you're trying to say you're the victim? Why, yes, I am. Yes, I was the victim, Kyle. You know, just like your mom was a victim to Jeremy Stark. And he goes, oh, because see, wasn't that Diane's? I was a victim. So I just went along with all that money laundering, flying internationally. Yeah. So Kyle was like, and she goes, and I had to stop it. She goes, there's similarities between me and your mother. There were no similar. My mother did not commit murder. She goes, oh, that was self-defense, and I need time to prove that. But yes, Kyle, there are similarities. She goes, oh, wait a minute, wait, no. Your mother faked her death and stayed away for years. I did the same thing, and I could only go, what, a couple weeks? Because I love my kids. I cannot be away. And when she said that, that slapped him in the face, and Summer almost tensed up, like, "Ooh, you don't go too far, don't go too far, Mom." You know? And he just looked at her. She says, now, I am going to make amends for what I've done. I'm going to come back. I mean, I've come back, but I need to prove that I acted in self-defense with Stark. I need that attempted murder or murder charge out from over my head, because it was self-defense. And after that, I'll make amends with everyone, just like your mother did. See, what could he say? Everything Phyllis said about Diane. Now, she wasn't being vindictive. She wasn't, downing Diane. But what she was doing is saying, but you protect your mama to the hilt, right? She goes, now, rightfully so. When Diane first came back, oh, you were angry. You were mad at her. She says, but look, you soon quickly forgave her. And mind you, it's such a beautiful sight. Your relationship with your mom, it's beautiful to see. I'm thinking, listen, I wanted to, you know what? And so he just looked, she goes, and I just couldn't. When she's hugging Summer in this picture, she goes, I couldn't bear being away from my children one more moment. And Summer leans into her. Oh, see, that's why Summer wanted Daniel out of the room. Did you notice that? Daniel, can you go in the hallway to make sure, for lookout, to make sure no one, comes in? For one, how could someone come in? The name Phyllis Summers is not on the door, right? As a matter of fact, Daniel standing in the hallway across from a door would look more suspicious than anything, right? Chance will walk by, he think Daniel, I know you stay here, but I thought you were on the upstairs floor. If Chance knew, I'm just saying, right? Being inside, who would know who's inside that apartment? Anybody? I mean that hotel room. Anybody walking down the hall, no one would know. But Summer didn't want Daniel to see her and Phyllis work Kyle over. That's what she did not want. Because see, Daniel, had he been in the room, he would have interjected a lot. He would have. He would have sabotaged. Not meaning to, but he would have sabotaged, right? And so Kyle says, you are putting us all in jeopardy. You haven't not once thought about, now just being in the room with her. We're aiding, we're abetting. We could go to jail. And what about Harrison? It's collusion. And so Summer said, I would never do anything to hurt Harrison. You already are. She should have said, Kyle, I understand how you feel. Because when your mom and your dad went and committed burglary, and stole my grandmother's necklace, you all were in on that, right? You all could have went to jail. When were you all thinking about Harrison then? See, that should have been brought up because they were all in on that crime, all in on it, right? Summer was the one. See, but this is how he didn't throw this back in Summer's face. Say, well, because he didn't want to bring up that his mother and father broke the law. Because Summer said, you're going to be out of it. We are staying out of this. We have to think of Harrison. You are not going to be in that plan, because Kyle wanted to go. He wanted to be whatever they were doing, he wanted to do. And Summer put her foot down and said, that's not happening, right? But Kyle still was secretly, when Summer was away, getting all in the, how can I help? See? Well, now Summer's helping. So there you have it, Kyle. So Summer's like, Kyle, I cannot lose my mother again. And he goes, okay, no police for now, right? For now. Because things were just, he couldn't hold too hard a foot down, hammer down, because there's going to be some more secrets of his mother's coming out. All her secrets haven't come out. And he's going to want everybody to look the other way because she's changed. She's changed. She didn't tell us because. Now we got to cover it up because. Yeah. So that was interesting. That was very, very interesting. And then they did bring up one thing that Chance told Sharon and Nick, that Kirsten did beat up the girlfriend that looked like Sharon in LA. He did beat her up. And he went back and he did some more time for it. So, wow. This man, he is going to try to kill Sharon, not just beat her up. He's trying to now really kill her. So we got hothead Nick running around. Now he left Sally, right? He left Sally. I guess she napped. He snuck on out of there, went right back to Sharon, right? So what's going to happen? Or I'm surprised it doesn't happen. Surprised Adam don't find out about Sharon. Because unfortunately, Sally might really have a huge, rude awakening, right? Don't let Adam Newman think Sharon Newman is in any kind of danger. He reacts just like Nick. They drop any and everything over Sharon and over Sharon's well-being. So I don't know. Poor Sally might have Chloe only. Anyway, let's go to comment corner, comment corner. What do we have in comment corner? Libby says, the first thought I had was, why isn't Sharon getting a restraining order, right? For all the good those things do. I know, but at least it puts it in place. At least the minute I see you set foot on the sidewalk coming into my place of business, I'm calling the cops. I don't need a reason. Calling the cops, right? I hate they're making her as helpless as they're making pregnant Sally. The writers have lost their dang. She goes, well, you know the rest of what I was going to say. Yes, we do. You were going to say mind. Olan says, got to put Young and the Restless down again. I started back watching because of Trevor St. John. But they have that handsome, magnificent, outstanding actor doing the worst crap I have ever seen. How do you sign an accomplished actor like Trevor St. John and give him dribble to act like? And then I tell you, Oland does a phenomenal comment. It's kind of lengthy. I'm going to tell everybody, go and read that comment because you do a great job. And then one thing I do want to say is, and why would Kyle stand there and listen to anything Phyllis had to say? Why did he get out his cell phone and immediately call the police? Of course he wasn't going to do that. And then one thing I do want to say is, she goes, the Young and the Restless and the Bold and the Beautiful make the most unwatchable and foolish and poorly written lines. Well, look, Bold and the Beautiful, I can't. Oh Lord, I can't. My, they will rehash the same story every 6 months. The Bold and the Beautiful is the worst with soap opera stories. Young and the Restless, they try, but they miss. They really do. Oh my God. This whole Phyllis thing is a huge miss. Absolute miss. This whole Cameron Kirsten thing that's getting ready to happen, absolute miss, right? We have better dynamics with the Nate and Victoria dynamic because Victoria's going to get just her feet knocked right out from under her. Get some good story writing about that, right? Trevor, Tucker, they could have went so many, like you said, great, magnificent ways with him. Now to just be Ashley's sidekick and hear Ashley sing the same old, tired song, that man needs to leave town. He needs to leave town. Ashley doesn't stay at that house for more than 3 weeks. Chick, go back to London or Paris or wherever the international offices are. I think they're in Paris. Go back, Ashley. You so, goodness gracious. And then we have Libby says, Hua, Trevor's acting is so fantastic. That's why I became a huge fan. Didn't like him at first when he showed up, but since he has stolen my heart, I can't see how he charms women and can see the nasty side of him. How I can see how he charmed women. Well, he doesn't show his nasty side very much. He has taken a nothing burger storyline and turned it into gold. And yes, the writers have nothing better to do with Ashley than have her grudging Jack and Diane. I know. As much as I despise Diane, Ashley has gotten on my last nerve. I don't want to see her in a scene anymore. She and Abby are the same. They're giving Ashley and Abby the same lines. Abby's saying the same stuff about Tucker being with her mother that Ashley's saying about Diane being with Jack. All they're doing is changing names on a piece of paper and giving them to the different actresses. LaShunta says Sharon should have told everyone. Faith didn't know. Faith don't talk to strangers. Well, I told you Faith bumped into him and said, excuse me. He's creepy, I see he will be another one that bites the dust. Yeah, and watch. Is this gonna be somebody else? Nick accidentally kills. Come on, Nick. How many accidents can you have? Chance, don't do anything. Nothing. Someone's gotta halfway off you before they do something. And Sharon got shook. She was frozen from fear. Ashley's a trip. Tucker's the voice of reason. I know. Ashley's right. Diane would do something to damage the company. Well, yes, she will, but you know what? Isn't that egg on Jack's face? Let that be egg on his face. Seriously. And then Anita says, why doesn't Sharon purchase why didn't Summer purchase a burner phone and use it when she's contacting Phyllis rather than having unknown numbers show up on her phone call log? Because she's not thinking, right? If she gets arrested, all they got to do is subpoena her phone records. Roxy says, girl, I got to say you hit the nail. So now Summer's still all over the place, but really rightfully so. Phyllis created that. I felt a way, wait, Phyllis created that. I felt the way about Daniel now. He did the right thing telling. Kyle and his mama drama on my nerves too much. Not as much as Jack. Take a breath, Jack. Diane was on lock-in and Jack was so desperate. Now that she's free, Jack will not let her breathe. Yeah, well, they out having fun. They out doing their thing. And then they said the police, Nick should have called the police. I'm skipping down a little bit, Roxy. Nick should have called the police, but he got to be the hero. And of course, they're going to need Victor to clean up the mess. Why bring all those kids back into a boring story line? Wait, into a boring no story and a cat? I know. I thought, why are they bringing on a cat, which we never saw, by the way, right? We've never seen a cat on The Young and the Restless. We barely seen a dog, did it? Somebody had a dog. If you can remember who had a dog, let me know. I think somebody had a dog. And this is no Lily's kids, though. Well, I'm with you, with Phyllis. Yeah, Phyllis, I'm very upset with the way that what they've written. She needs help. Help, acts like a real narcissist. Toxic's keeping up with the times. A brighter note, Tucker got Ashley. Yay. Yeah, I don't know. Tucker doesn't really have Ashley. That's going to burn and crash and burn because Ashley don't know what Ashley wants. And if she's able to clear up the Jack and Diane storyline, Ashley's out of there. And she'll leave Tucker in the dust. Look, she'll tell Tucker she's going to the store. Tucker don't know her bags were already sent to the airport. She's gone. Tucker be sitting there wondering, what is she coming back? All right, everybody, I'll be back for tomorrow's episode of The Young and the Restless.